today's training video, you are going to see me do my entire push day upper body. As per usual, turn up the volume to hear the voiceover tips and cues that I will share throughout this training session. Any of the tips and cues that I share can help you towards your training session if you to do any of these exercises. Another reason why I'm sharing my training session is to hopefully empower you to step foot into the gym, not only to just get strong, to build muscle or whatever your goal is, but to get strong in the mind, which is what I'm all about. It is more for the mindset. Let's just jump straight into the video. Starting off with today's upper body push day. So all of the exercises that I will be doing is push. And every time we do an exercise, we always have to remember what is the intention behind specific training programs. And the goal for me is to work on my front, which is all the muscles at the front of me, which is the interior, because that is what I am struggling with. My posterior chain, which is all the muscles on the back, is quite strong, so I need to work on balance in the back as well as the front so that I don't have any injuries. So just something to keep in mind when you are doing a training program. Always think of the intention behind it and tailoring it towards your weaknesses, your strength, or your goals. So that is the reason why I started off with doing the single arm incline chest press just to warm up each side, as you saw. Then moving on to the first exercise, which is the dumbbell press incline. It is an incline at 45 degrees as opposed to the 90, as this targets the shoulders much better for myself. Play around with it and do a variation that suits you best. And the cues for this exercise is you do not need to go too heavy. Take your time, and all it comes down to is the controlled movement, as you could see coming down. And a good cue and tip for you when you are doing any kind of press movement is to ensure that you squeeze your glutes and core, especially as you push up. So here, squeeze your core and glutes, and that is going to help you with a lot more stability as you press up. So keeping that core tight, your bottom must stay on the bench engaged to help you push up. The second set here, and I want to show you how to push it up. So it is, the dumbbell is rested on my thighs, and what you would do is sort of push your thighs up to get that dumbbell up there. Just a little hack there for you for next time. And again, as you could see, the control of the movement is coming down, core and glutes squeeze, and then that is going to help you push the dumbbells up. Here, always with every single exercise that you do, intention is key. Making sure that you are being intentional with every single rep. I know I emphasize this a lot on training with intention, but I just see it as every opportunity that you are in the gym, you want to make the quality of reps great, so that will help you progress in getting stronger, working towards whatever goals that you are working towards, whether that is strength, building muscle, or fat loss. And again, taking your time and pushing through those last couple of reps. Moving on to the next exercise, which is the incline dumbbell press, which is pretty much the exact same, but this time we are using a barbell instead of the dumbbells. And again, this whole entire session is a push day, so all of the exercises that I'm doing is all push because I want to strengthen my front muscles. Here, the incline, as mentioned, I really want to bias those front shoulders, therefore I have it on an incline. This is my preference. I find that an incline hits the shoulders much better as opposed to a flat bench. Either way, they both will work on the shoulder joint. We want to strengthen the shoulder joint, which is important when it comes to a bench press. Often people think that bench press is the chest muscles, but you are also strengthening the joints of your shoulder joints in a bench press. Again, same cues. You want to make sure that the bottom and your core is engaged. Make sure that the bottom is nice and all the way at the bottom, and engaging that so that you have a lot more stability as you press up here. Take your time with this. The starting point is at the top, slow control down and up. So with the barbell presses, it is very challenging. You are able to load more weight, and here, as you could see towards the end, it is pretty challenging. Moving on to the next exercise, these are cable fly-ins. This is something that I have just recently added to my training program, and I really enjoy this exercise because it's just a little bit different using cables. Cables are such an amazing variation for any exercises that you do because of the resistance profile. As you come down, and as you notice that the plates don't come all the way down, even at the end right here, you are still holding onto that tension. So your entire targeted muscles that you are working towards is under constant tension. Moving on to the next one, which is the tricep overhead extension, and I love this one. This is my first time doing this actually, as it was set in my program, and here it is quite challenging. I am using lightweight, but don't let the lightweight fool you. It is really a burner on the triceps. Again, keeping that core nice and tight. You want stability. Every single time you do any exercises, it's always about that core stability to ensure that you are targeting the muscles, the intended muscles, really optimally. Here in this case is the triceps, and as you could see, that full lockout at the top is really challenging, as you could see on my face. It was a nice burn. I really love cable work. The next push is the dips. I usually don't do dips, but they are great on the triceps. And here with this one, I am not going too heavy, as in light, because the more weight you put, then the easier it is, and the less plates that you adjust to, the harder it is, because the lighter weight, you are dipping your entire body weight. This is an incredibly challenging exercise, but I could really feel it target the triceps and the chest. And again, here you want to ensure that the core is nice and tight all the way through, and just again being intentional with every single rep. And I encourage you to think of the targeted muscles, not just in this tricep dip, but every exercise that you do. Train with intention. Think of the targeted muscles that you are working towards. This way you are able to have a better mind to muscle connection on whatever you're working on. And the more you practice a good mind to muscle connection, it's just going to be a habit, and you will develop that strength in that muscle. And another thing is, as you could see, I have popped it on a heavier load because towards the end it is challenging, and that is so okay. At any time throughout your set, if you feel that your form is being compromised, then drop the weight down and go a little lighter. You definitely do not want to compromise your form and technique. You want to ensure that you are keeping strict form and technique, because you do not want to injure yourself. And in most cases, you could always if you lower the weight down, just focusing on the tempo, so taking your time and controlling the movement for every single rep, because quality reps is more important than the load or the quantity that you are lifting here. So again, here just taking my time. It is really challenging towards the end of the set. The next one is a lateral machine raise, and this is absolutely my favorite. You definitely have to give this a go. This machine is fixed. This means that your body is in this fixed position where you are supported by the pads. As you could see, my chest is on that pad, it is supported, and then the elbows are on the pad on either side, and this way it really targets that shoulder. Definitely, if you have this machine raise in your gym, definitely give this a go and you will feel your shoulders burn. So I did one set with the two shoulders and then one on either side, and as you could see, you really want to think about raising up, pushing that elbow into the pad this way. So the elbow, think again, the elbow into the pad, and this way it targets the shoulders optimally, and you will definitely feel the burn. As you could see in my face here, I am feeling that burn in the shoulder, and here I'm going relatively light in weight as well for more reps. Generally speaking, the more isolated or the smaller muscles of your muscle, so the shoulder is a small muscle, you could generally go lighter in weight and more reps. So the next exercise here is the machine shoulder press. I am doing a single arm first. Here it again pretty lightweight, and it is so, I would encourage you to use the machines in your gym because variety is key here. I have done some exercises obviously through fixed weights, which is the machine here, and then you got your free weights, which are the dumbbells, the barbells. So it is all the same movement pattern of pushing. This is the whole exercise here in this training session, it is all push. So that means that I am pushing, I'm not pulling, and focusing on so many different variations. So you have used the fixed machines, which is this one here, then you got your free weights, which is the barbells and the dumbbells. So it's good to add variation into your training session through just the use of the different equipments. And I really love fixed machines because you are fixed in that position and you've got the seated position, and where you have so much support, and then all you're doing is just pressing and you will feel the targeted muscles that you are working on. So in this instance, it is the shoulder press. And again, you do not have to go too heavy, go lighter in weight. And also my upper body is one of my weaknesses, so I am not that strong, and therefore it is important to make sure that you are bringing up strength in all your body, not just your lower body. And I know a lot of females tend to train only lower body and focus on that, but it's so important to also train your upper body as well, because your upper body has so many benefits. It has a huge carryover to your lower body lifts. So ladies, please give your upper body some love and train it properly with intention. And you also, as mentioned, want to create the structural balance. And as I've mentioned earlier in the training session, that I need to work on the push movement. So this is why this session is dedicated to be pushing movements only, using the various machines, fixed weights, as well as free weights. Here is the cable seated chest press, and again, as you could see, the plates do not come all the way down, so the tension is kept throughout the entire set here. This is going super lightweight and feeling the tension in the shoulders as well as the upper chest here. The next one, which is my absolute favorite, and often people overlook triceps. Triceps have 3 head, and it is an important and underrated muscle group in my opinion. Train it with intention. It has a huge carryover to when you do your deadlifts. I have a lot to thank of building strength of this exercise to help me with the big compound lifts like deadlifts. So here you could see on the back,
All it is keeping that torso quite stable. As you could see, there's no momentum here, keeping that core nice and tight. And all you are doing is fully extending at the elbow joint. As you could see, your shoulders and your elbows stay in somewhat of a fixed position, and then you are just locking out at the elbow joint, as you could see. And as you reach the bottom here, full lock out and squeeze the tricep. This is what it looks like on the side. So you want to make sure that the shoulders don't really come forward. You want that stable shoulder position fixed from that shoulder joint to the elbow, and then fully extending at the bottom and squeezing the triceps. As you could see, the rotation of my wrist as I come down. The triceps are a small muscle group, so it is ideal to go a little lighter and just pump out those reps and go for increase or more volume in terms of your sets. So generally leaving the smaller groups where you are able to pump out more reps as a finisher towards the end of the training session. This is the last exercise, also my favorite, which is the single arm shoulder lateral raise here. So you want to have your hands just slightly in front of you, and then keeping your core nice and tight, not using momentum, holding onto the assisted on the side. As you could see, my arm is holding there for stability. And as you could see from top to bottom, I don't move that much. And towards the end, I'm touching the shoulder joint because that is where I really want to feel, especially towards the end of the set. It is starting to burn, but you are pushing through. And usually where it's the smaller muscle groups where you're isolating the shoulders, that is where you could really pump it out and go to failure. So this is what it looks like on the other side, and keeping that, as you could see, the shoulders, just the hands just slightly in front of you. So I hope that you have found every exercise in this training session useful. And ladies, I just want to remind you to please train your upper body, because your upper body will help you create that hourglass shape. Train with intention, because the upper body work that you do will have a huge carryover to your lower body lifts.
I hope that you enjoyed this training session of the upper body push day. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed training upper body. If you like this kind of style where I give voiceover tips for my training sessions, please do let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more training videos like this. Otherwise, I just want to remind you that your mind is your most powerful asset, and that you could achieve anything that you put your mind to. I am sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.